Good afternoon, party people. Welcome back to another episode here on CrossedCamTV. For today's episode, we're going to go quite over what was possibly the weirdest day, but craziest day of fishing, especially offshore, that I've ever experienced so far. It was absolutely wild, from just catching babies all morning to the bite completely dying in the mid-afternoon to just getting hooked onto some absolutely monstrous fish we didn't even get to bring up. But stay tuned for more on all of that. And in the meantime, let's get right on into my last offshore trip before coming up on here to the great state of Ohio. Right now we're in Akron, just hanging out, but getting ready to hit the islands this weekend. Should be a great time. Buddy Preston down there practicing his golf. Great guy. Started the day off about 5:15, was getting up out of bed and heading on down to the boat to start prepping it, take off the canvas, wash it down, load up the rods, reels, pack the coolers, get the ice. Jesus Christ, we're playing too much cards. Damn, that totally threw me off. So we got the ice, loaded up the bait, filled the cooler drinks, loaded sandwiches. By the time all that happened, it was like, almost took us an hour to get done. And it was 6:30, got up off the dock. By the time we got up over the lift and everything and got up to the gas dock, it was about 7:30, and we didn't know this, but they didn't open till 8 on a Friday morning. So we ended up just hanging there for a bit, but it gave us time to tie up our sabiki rigs for when we did get offshore to go find some schooled up bait fish and catch some bigger pinfish than the little greenies that we bought along the river. But so we had a lot of steps to get done that morning before we could even get fully out offshore. So following all that work and preparation led into a crazy eventful day, which was, in my experience, the best we've ever had. It'll be a lot cooler if we get to actually land some of this shit and fillet it up, but that's for next time. We've made some upgrades, but getting right on into it, we took us about an hour to run from where we caught the bait, which is already a few miles offshore. We probably ran 45 miles out, and we were showing about 125 foot depth for dropping down to the bottom wise. And they started off, it was a good bite, but everything we pulled up was just super small. We caught 5 red snappers, all of which we had to release, though they're in season. They were too small to be kept, so that was disappointing. And in that same spot where we were anchored out at, we caught 1 baby red grouper as well, which was also too small, and released him. So we decided to go ahead and pull up anchor and go try some other spots, because we still had about an hour and a half to go before the major struck, which would really flare up the fish. But we already want to be out there and have the chum flowing and just really have it stirred up, so when that bite came on, we'd be ready to go and just be pulling fish up into the boat. So we moved and went to the couple of spots we were at a couple weeks prior to that, where the screen was lit up, the bite was really good, and we were pulling up big red snappers and red grouper, and they were all keepers. But then when we were catching them, they were out of season. So we went back out there. The screen was looking really promising, so we dropped back out down the anchor, and we were working it for a little bit, just couldn't get them to bite. I mean, the screen from probably 50 foot all the way down to 110, there was action all the way, just nothing was hitting. We tried sardines, we dropped down live bait, we dropped down squid, couldn't stir them up. So we were like, okay, we were still closing in on the majors, so we went out back towards the Mexican Pride shipwreck that I had mentioned before as well. So going out there, there's always something. It's known for having, pelagic shit travel through, so it's like, going out there, you never really know what you're gonna hook into, though you never really do. But it's more of an unknown out there, just because it's deep enough and far enough out where you get some real pelagic shit going, and there's just always something crossing through there. So it's really fun to go out and try that. So we get out there. We were out on the south side of it. There was a couple other boats there, so we figured there was something going on because we seen one dude break off as soon as we were pulling up. So we circled around, had nothing up on the radar, or fish finder, I should say. And then all of a sudden, there it was coming across the west end of the shipwreck there. Boom, screen lit up. We immediately dropped anchor. I was already, as the anchor was falling, I was getting rigged up, ready to go. Dropped down a huge live bait. I mean, this thing was bigger than my hand here. It was probably up to where my Apple Watch is, and with the tail cut off. So it was bound to get slammed. And slammed I am down there, man. We got hooked into something huge. Keep in mind, my spinning reel is a 10K, so that is a fat fucking reel. I had about 325 yards of line on there, and this fish was just taking me for a run. I mean, it was probably 20-30 minutes of him just straight drag screaming, running out the other way. And of course it's pulling opposite end, so if we went to try to pull the anchor up to go follow it, it would have been causing tension on that opposite direction, and it would have broken it off. So we were doing our best, and then I eventually just ended up putting my hand tied over the spool and letting it just break itself off versus losing 300 yards of line. I mean, this fish was a fucking monster. It was the head shakes and the whole package of it, insane. It was just strong as shit. I was absolutely winded after that, and my dad's like, "Oh, you're not done fishing." He's like, "Take my rod, I'll tie you up, get you ready to go." And so I drop his down, and immediately on the way down, I just get crushed again. Just right back to it. So it's like, god damn, back to back. And this fish stayed on a bit longer. I made some progress bringing it up, and all of a sudden, them tables turned, and that fucker started taking all the line I worked on bringing up, and then some. He just running. Just, you know, fucking, I'm just standing there fucking trying to just keep the rod up and in my hands, and the fucking thing's just shooting all directions, just going fucking ballistic out here. It was insane. It was just crazy. I mean, I didn't know what to do, and keep in mind, I had a 100-pound test on and got broken off twice after like 30 to 45 minute fights, and they were clean breaks, and there was like some fray in it because like obviously there was a lot of tension on the other end of it, but killed me, man. So here's gonna be a couple of clips of me getting my ass kicked. Worn out. This fucking thing is just running.
Well, it's running.
Music to my ears.
You can't run out of line.
Look at the reel. So let's figure something out before I'm fooled. Because I think I'm just getting taken for a walk here. What do we have? Oh my gosh. He's pissed. Not again, no.
go backwards a little bit?
I'm okay right now. You see the line's straight down. It's not out there like it was with the other fish.
Yep. Let's land this one.
That's the plan. No.
How much drag was on that?
Just like that, as fast as that bite got turned up and the chum got munched, shit turned off just as fast, if not quicker than that. I mean, as soon as the screen went blank, I mean, it was a matter of fighting the last fish I had on, breaking that off, and by the time I got back down to the bottom, screen was blank, bite was done, major time was well over with, so we just decided to pull up the anchor from the bottom there and start making our way back, which it was already super late in the day. It was like 5:30 when we started heading back, and we didn't make it back to the dock inshore in the neighborhood till about like, it was 7:15, 7:30ish, so it was already at that point a 14-hour day from when we had started, and we still had to offload everything from the boat, flush the engines, clean it, wash it down, and that wasn't really the issue. Not at all. We don't mind that. It's just the fact that it was already so late, the bugs were out, and that's never fun. They're really fucking bad because you get a mix of obviously mosquitoes, but because we're on the water and there's so much mangroves around us, you get just nailed with the no-see-ums, and they are relentless. So, following up with all that, we hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and stay tuned here for the next one. CCTV signing out.